Welcome back, Cosmic Explorers, to a super empowering show, Part 7, where Elena Danaan returns to guide us in a 20-minute visualization journey focused on how to harvest the universal life force to empower ourselves, create, and manifest our dreams. This topic request came from one of our loyal members, Yiju Miller. So please know that I read and respond to all your comments and do my best to honor your topic requests for future shows. As most of you know, Elena Danaan is a multi-talented professional archaeologist, epigraphist, artist, 2-time best-selling author, shaman, and the multi-lingual official emissary for the benevolent Galactic Federation of Worlds. I would like to share this special message from Venusian Commander Valthor that's sincerely meant for people like you, curious listeners and dedicated subscribers that wish to expand and grow their knowledge. Quote, humans, your love is your power, and curiosity is what will save you. Your thirst for more knowledge, to learn more and become better, is why we are helping you, end quote. So deepest gratitude to all of you curious ones, and to you as well, Elena. Welcome back.
Thank you, Mary Lee, and it's always a pleasure.
Big hug to you. Thank you for being here. So let's start with sharing some fascinating little-known facts about the solar system. Fifth-dimensional Palladian commander and mission coordinator Thorhan said that there are more than 60 Galactic Federation of Worlds outposts in this solar system, which is awesome. And when Elena asked him how many planets are harboring organic indigenous life forms in our solar system, what did he say, Elena?
Oh yes, he said he answered to me that there were 7 planets in our star system bearing life, and then there are moons as well. So that makes a total number of 22 planets harboring life in our solar system.
That is so much more than most people realize, and of course, than we've been told. And I was informed by an insider that there were 22 also, which kind of is validating to hear it from 2 different sources. So, Elena, as the official emissary, I feel it is important to clarify for those that may be having their first introduction in the show to the Galactic Federation of Worlds today. What's the major ethical foci and intentions of the Galactic Federation of Worlds?
Yes, so the main intentions and ethics, they are for the balance. They work for balance in the universe and, in the galaxy. They're really for working in this galaxy. Balance, free will, which is the great universal law, peace and justice. So balance, free will, peace and justice. And Thorhan often speaks from his heart when he says, love is justice. And Anax, the wonderful Egaroth, whom I call my Egaroth father, he always says, but this is a sentence that is used by the Federation a lot, justice is transforming pain, peace.
That's so beautiful. So considering balance as being the ethical priority or raison d'etre of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, how do they determine or even know if what we call the universal life force is indeed balanced, or if there is a disbalance or a disturbance in the force, if you will, regarding us humans on Terra or Earth? How do they determine that?
So the High Commander Ardaana, who is in charge of the military station of the Galactic Federation, she's Thorhan superior officer. So she answers like this. She told me once in her office aboard her headquarters on the ship that universal disbalance is determined by sensors, They have actually technology to determine this. When a species is threatened and when the course of its evolution is not respected and outrage is done to a population by an off-world threat, there is a disturbance in the force, if you want, disharmonics, as she calls it, in the universal life force. Yes, the disbalance, disharmonics in the Phryll, the universal life force. So this is what is the balance, and this is how they know. Understand that conflicts are necessary to create a dynamics, to trigger a response. Without conflicts, there is no challenge, and when there is no challenge, there is no evolution. No, conflict is part of the evolution. But when a highly civilized species goes and conquers a world that is outnumbered, this is not just disbalance, this is inequity. So that's when we do something about it. Let me send you a telepathic image. The images Ardaana sent to me when she said this looked like a hologram of waves of light. She sent me this image, like the Schumann resonance. It was like waves of light undulating, and she told me that's how we measure the balance of space-time continuum. And the space-time continuum is the fabric of the cosmos. The galaxy is a sentient being. And when there is disbalance, the galaxy hurts. She feels pain. They call her Nataru. Nataru means the divine mother. And it's like, when she feels pain with this disbalance, it becomes like a disease. And the instrument that the Galactic Federation has and uses can measure this disease. So they scan the galaxy, and they can really identify and spot where there is disbalance, and they will go and do something about it.
That is so cool. So it really is. They detect the disturbance in the force, and they go figure out how to balance it out.
Yes,
that's interesting. I'm curious. Did Ardaana or Thorhan ever show you I imagine the actual holographic sensor instrument that measures that? Did they ever show you that? I'm just curious how they do that.
No, they haven't. But I saw something else. I think it may imply the same technology when I was on board the scout ship of the Federation once, when Thorhan was still a ship captain. He showed me, we were talking about, I was asking him how the abductions work. How do the Grey are going to pick the right people with the right blood type, and they abduct hundreds and thousands of people during one night? How do they go and pick these people? And he said, well, every blood has its own frequency. So he showed me there's a holographic table in the ship, so you can activate it, and there's a dome that appears, and you see a hologram. So in this hologram, there was the Earth, the planet Earth. And he said, see, that's what they see. And there was plenty of little dots of colors, and it was a different blood types. And that scans the frequencies. Nology, they scan the frequency, and it appears on a holographic map. I'm convinced it is the same technology.
That makes total sense, and that's related to our last two shows where we got into the blood types and DNA. Also, maybe some of the audience is familiar with biofeedback machines. I was fortunate enough to have treatments by a very advanced one called an indigo skio, and they can measure in 3 minutes over 60,000 frequencies in you, and then they send appropriate frequencies to balance it out. And it's very effective. And you can do this long distance. So it's kind of like balancing harmonics, like a huge universal symphony, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Thorhan explained to me once that the universe, all the densities are octaves on a greater melody. So a density will be an octave. So you have lower, medium, and higher octaves, etc. And the whole keyboard poses the symphony of the universe. That means all the frequencies of all life forms. But when you can only strive on one octave at the time. And as you move frequency, you move octave. And when you play one octave, you do not hear the other octaves. You need to step out. And if you want to really hear the symphony of the universe, you need to step out of your body and your density. And then by projection of consciousness, you can hear the melody of the universe. So, I got carried away.
No, that's beautiful. No, it's very, very interesting because we're always interested in how to raise our frequencies. And one of the ways of doing that is the tuning forks and sound and all of that, right? And that helps us move up and down the densities and dimensions, so to speak, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So, as a military organization, how does the Galactic Federation of Worlds balance the different, levels of positions internally, like, say, between someone like High Commander Ardaana and other officers and soldiers? We know that in third dimension military organizations, often it's all about following orders and hierarchy, and you can't disagree or you get punished. And we often hear the phrase, I'm in charge of the men underneath me, and they are trained to take orders, So 3D pyramidal hierarchy with subordinates and compartmentalization will hopefully change as the frequencies continue to rise in fourth dimension upwards, like to become what I envision as being more circular and mutual respectful of everyone. Would you say that's true?
Yes, totally. They honor the free will and the respect. So nobody is ever constrained or terrorized by a superior. They can leave at any moment. They are not obliged to comply, to obey the order. It's not obey, it's not a concept. They will be of their own free will because they have this calling to help to whatever task it needs to be done. So they will willingly enroll and become soldier or pilot, whatever. But at any moment they can withdraw. And the superiors are here to give them directions. Well, it seems like orders because they're very well organized, but it's not the same as on Earth. It's a different set of mind.
Boy, I would say very different. A lot more like working like a true team, which takes an amazing amount of trust. I know in 3D a lot you have trust with your teammates. You don't always have trust with, quote, your superiors. I don't even like that term. And the fact that you can say no without punishment or being extricated from their military is so important, like respecting the free will. And I know Ardaana mentioned in your book, your lovely book, We Will Never Let You Down, she mentioned also that the armies are literally bound by trust, and that's what makes their power truly powerful because they are as one. Yes. So, yeah. And what I also love is they seem to respect. So in other words, someone up there, like the addiction on this planet of giving all your power away to leaders and priests and this and that, it seems that Ardaana implied, and you would know more because you had the conversation with her, but she implied that one is to always access their own higher consciousness. for the truth, and that is the most important. And she also she says, when you receive any message or connect to the consciousness of the universal collective, I think what we call downloads, she said it would be more precise to call it plugging into the conscious field of the universe. And we are all able to do this. Do you feel that's true?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is, plugging into the higher consciousness field of the universe. That's it, yes.
I'll never forget this. I think it's a great title for a book and even for the focus of this show. Ardaana said one sentence, and it was about a standing up. Do you remember that one? I think the first word was rise. Remember what that was?
Oh, no, I don't remember. Just like this.
Okay.
They always encourage us to stand up and, in vertical position, stop kneeling.
Yeah. What I remember is, it just touched me so much, and it was so exact. It is rise in the horizon of your future as an adult sovereign species. And then you will look up and finally see that we were always here for you. Trust your heart.
Yes. Yes, this is beautiful. Yes.
So thank you for sharing High Commander Ardaana's motivational reminder for us that we can seed into our hearts today. In reading your latest book, I was really excited to learn from Commander Thorhan a little more about the mysterious dark matter. And I think dark matter was actually predicted, somewhere in the 1930s by an astronomer, Fritz Zwicky, I think, but wasn't officially discovered until the 1990s. And I know that the discovery of that really shocked a lot of scientists. So I looked up the definition of dark energy, and this is what it said online for those of you that aren't familiar with it. Quote, dark matter is the name given to the mysterious force that's causing the rate of expansion of our universe to accelerate over time rather than to slow down. That's contrary to what one might expect from a universe that began in a big bang. Astronomers in the 20th century learned the universe is expanding, end quote. Mm-hmm. So I remember that Thoran clarified what dark energy is also and how they navigate through dark energy in space. Could you share a little bit with us about that?
Yes. In fact, it's a medium that you can use to jump dimensions. It's a medium used in portals. It allows disintegration and deformation of space, isolating time dimensions by bending space and time. It's the material that is found in portals and stargates. This liquid. It looks like liquid, but in fact it's kind of a goo gel. But it's when you go through it, it's like light. It's really weird, but it's visually it looks like waving water. It's really weird, but it's dark, and there is no light. It's really dark. So to navigate through, Thorhan says that it requires first to choose a flight pattern, which is basically done by algorithm, and interdimensional geometry. So I've seen the holographic ultra-complex geometrical maps on a table in the ship when I was younger. Thorhan and Myra showed it to me, the table I was talking about earlier on. And in the control panel that generated these maps by entering algorithm. So this sort of map depicts the physical space mixed with the time factor in a multi-dimensional hologram. So when you look into it, this map, this holographic map, it's like you see infinitely within. It's a flat, you turn around, you can walk behind it, and it's flat. It's like even thinner than a sheet of paper. It's extremely thin. But when you go on the front and you look through it, it's like you see the infinite in it. And geometrical patterns. It's quite impressive.
So I remember reading a section where you were very, very touched when High Commander Ardaana surprised you with a golden pin, a much-deserved honor to symbolize your official title of being the Galactic Federation of Worlds emissary for Earth. And I was checking that emblem out, and I noticed that the emblem of the Galactic Federation of Worlds contains a circle with 7 radiating spokes. Now, I presume the spokes denote quadrants, but I'm not sure. So I wanted to ask you, what specifically do those 7 quadrants refer to?
Yes, it refers to, a division of the galaxy by sectors of administration and surveillance. It's different. It's like, for more practicality. So it's a division in 7 quadrants. Like you imagine the galaxy like a disk. So you will have 7 sections. Why 7? Why not 6? Why not 8? Because in fact they count 8, but 8 is the center. The central sun is the center. So the center is a circle. So that's why you see a circle in the middle, overlapping the 7-pointed star. That's the galaxy, and the pattern around this spiral design. That means that represents the shape of the galaxy, but also the link that links everything together. It goes from the center and it touches all the 7 quadrants. It's a dynamic. It means union, federation. That's the visual for federation.
That is so cool, and for me, it's a kind of a micro viewpoint, because the circle with kind of all these spokes going out like by the trillions is kind of what comes up for me in my imagination as I think of us being fractals of Source.
Yes.
With Source in the center, kind of, Yes,
totally.
So before we get ready for the journey, the Venusian commander and Ambassador Val Thor's gracious wife, Jillian, described in your second best-selling book, she described the many applications of Phryll, which is the galactic name for universal life energy, as you explained. And I bookmarked on page 160, if you can quickly go there, what she said.
Yes.
Because I thought it was a beautiful description of Phryll. So would you share that?
Yes, I have it. My pleasure. So, Jillian, Val Thor's wife, wonderful wife, she answered my questions about Phryll in this way. Phryll is everything. The plasma orbs lighting our pathways and gardens are one application, and the suns in this garden couldn't exist without Phryll. Omnipresent around us. The air we breathe is powered by Phryll. All life in this universe would be but a faint dream in the space between things where empty. It is the universal life force born from the dance of darkness and light, sister and brother chasing each other in a dance. There is no death. There is no creation, no beginning and no end. There is just a dance. And this dance creates Phryll as the result generated by these dynamics. Phryll is energy. It is the act of love in the dance of destruction and creation. A power that powers everything and connects us all. It composes the continuum of all different universes, and it can be harvested. End quote by Gillian. So, yes, on an earlier show I did on harvesting Phryll with Anaxa and Thorhan. Thorhan clarified, and I have the quote here, that Phryll, coupled with frequency, changes the structure of any material and is used on what you call medical beds or medical pods that amplifies this Phryll to heal and alter tissue, bone, muscle, anything. When he says alter, he means alter and repair, of course. Medbeds are a fifth dimensional tool that are coming forward. Understand that Phryll is not intelligent, but is energy. It is the binding agent that connects everything together. It has no consciousness. It is not alive, but it carries life. You have to decide for it and direct it through intention, with your intents. Know that you can choose to focus your intent in utilizing life force energy consciously. Did you know that you, Terrans on Earth, are co-creating continuously the future timeline by manifesting it exactly in the present? All human beings on Terra possess this creative power. End quote.
Thank you. That last statement is so important. I'm going to repeat it, if I may. Did you know that you Terrans on Earth co-creating continuously the future timeline by manifesting it exactly in the present now? So let's keep this statement in our hearts as you guide us in a journey where we all focus our intent to direct the Phryll universal life force to manifest the most benevolent fourth to fifth dimensional future for Earth and humanity, if that would be all right with you.
Yes, yes. Actually, I have been shown this future. If we continue to fight for the light and raise our frequencies, the future is amazing. But it is now in the moment that we are co-creating it. So I will base this journey on what I have been shown, a wonderful future that we need to still to create now. So I will guide you through this guided meditation, this journey. It's a journey in time, in space and time. And all journeys commence within. It starts within. I will use tuning forks and sound instruments to accompany this journey. I will first use a tuning fork to start the journey. It is 528 hertz, 528 hertz. It's the frequency of the DNA. And I will end it by 4096 hertz, 4096 hertz, which is the frequency of crystal, quartz. So you know we have a DNA base on carbon, and I will ring the carbon frequency first and then the crystal frequency at the end. We will have jumped into something higher. It will be quite amazing. So I am asking you to relax. Just take this moment for you. Just these 15 minutes in your life to co-create the future you want to see on this planet for yourself, for your children and grandchildren, are all the children of this beautiful, magnificent world. You are a being of light, inhabiting this temporary suit, which is this flesh body. It is the vehicle that carries being of light. In this incarnation, for a mission you need to accomplish, a mission you've chosen. You remember as you connect with the awareness of being this being of light. You remember that there is much more around you than the eyes of this body can see. We are all binded together in the life force of the universe. This life force passes through us and builds us, nourishes us. When we are in these third density bodies, we do not feel it. It is here, the Phryll. The Phryll is here, always, everywhere. The Phryll was never created, and it will never wither. So, now, can you feel it around you? There is a force that is light, that is vibration, that is magnetism, a static force that is everywhere. And if you close your eyes, you can see it better. Its colors. It has changing colors. And if you move your arms, eyes closed, you can play with it. It is here. You are it. It is you. Phryll. It powers everything. It powers you, your life force. And knowing how to harvest it keeps you healthy and strong, with a clear mind. You can touch it all around you. It is very simple. Simple, more simple than you think. Visualize this light. Visualize this light all around you. Everyone sees different colors because we are in different places. With the power of your mind, light, spin gently, clockwise from left to right, and behind you, and to your left, and in front of you, and to your right, and behind you, and to your left, and to the front, and it continues, it spins around you. It is now a sphere of light spinning around you. And it spins faster. And as it spins faster, it creates a vacuum. And more energy comes on the surface of this sphere. And it spins faster, faster. You raise your hands and you can feel the intensity. The air is electric. It really tickles in the palm of your hands. And now you harvest it. You vacuum it towards you. The sphere just merges with your body and you just assimilate it. It flows in your veins, in your meridians. It spins all your chakras and you become like a power plant. In you, through you, and by you, it spreads even stronger outwards. You are this power plant of Phryll. And now that you are all powerful, that you are all nourished by it, you can create. Because Phryll creates life. It creates everything. And using Phryll to create your future, now in the present, is something you are going to experience. For our best future, we see all of us moving gracefully and naturally into a higher dimensional earth. Raise your consciousness above your body, surrounded by Phryll, in this dance of light and energy. Raise, raise, raise above yourself until looking at Earth from above, from space. Tis our sparkling jewel of a planet radiating brighter and brighter with light. As you float in closer and closer, you see and notice the interwoven cooperation and mutual support of each independent nation upon our blue planet that is galactically referred to as Terra. Each nation of federation on Earth has taken a vow to dedicate their life force to co-creating one Earth unity for the benevolence of all mankind. You are watching in fast-forward time-lapse moving images, seeing honest-hearted, trustworthy humans with proven tracks records, stepping forwards to be representative members of each nation's Federation Council. You are feeling light-hearted as you sense those wise leaders like yourself exemplify justice with compassion, balance, and equality. The warmth in their hearts, in all hearts, you actually see expanding outwards in different beautiful colors of the rainbow. And some colors you have never seen before, generating and sustaining a dynamic connection with all living beings. The feeling of truth and justice pervades the atmosphere, and there are white rays of light with golden freckles emanating from the sky downwards upon the earth. You move even closer now and watch how the earth's soil regenerates before your eyes. Deserts become verdant. Oceans containing many conscious beings are becoming pristine. You watch how you can see how trees can be grown faster using time displacement device. Silent Phryll energy devices are empowering everything. You see no trash or garbage anywhere. All appears to be recycled. You now come closer, all the way, until you are standing on the earth itself, at the start of a beautiful city, a floating city, and a geometrically stoned, windy path. You breathe the purified air and realize you are just able to know things. You wonder about a question, and the answer comes to you immediately. You understand also that clothing and habitats are provided for everyone, free, and often made from holographic printers, wonderful materials, iridescent, like mother of pearl, walls and houses. Cities floating above the ground to allow nature to be nature. And you look up. You find yourself in one of many hovercrafts that are coming and going. As you look out beneath you, the towns and cities are built with geodesic dome spaces and other curving, walled living quarters. Taller buildings look like crystalline spires. This is so magnificent. Parks, walkways, hydroponic garden and fruit orchards interlaced throughout park-like settings, and colorful fountains and scents from exotic flowers float upon the air. You can hear gentle melodies wafting through the air, emanating from each person. The sound of their soul, and together it blends into an interwoven harmonic symphony. That which you once remembered as money is no longer used, and all are invited and supported to naturally passions freely. As part of a day is spent engaged in one's passion in service for all. Creativity is plentiful and cooperative. You begin to continue down the wavy stone paths, and you see beautiful beings coming forward. They wear tunic and flowing pants of a delightful iridescent color that glistens like water as the sunlight catches the silken and unusual light-weight metallic threads, a mother of pearl opulescence. With their hand over their heart and a slight bow of the head, they offer their other hand to you, engaging you in a spontaneous dance. As you are twirled around, laughing together, sustained by higher vibration, oxygen and light, you feel like you have unlimited energy. Your dance partner responds to your thoughts, telling you, we only need to sleep 3 to 4 hours a day and eat lightly live food. We wake up with no aches or pain. Our bodies remaining youthful with no disease. You thank your dance partner and continue to explore this higher frequency enriched world. You could stay here so long and never come back. But it is time. It is time to go back to this little body left in the past somewhere on this same planet. Now you have seen the future. You have met the future earthlings, your grandchildren. You close your eyes again, and it is time to come back. The Phryll energy twirls around you as a spiral of light, as a galaxy of energy. And it brings you back to this moment in space and time where you started this journey. You feel this body, the muscles, the nerves, the bones. You move your fingers. You open your eyes. And you are back from the future. Welcome back.
Thank you, Elena. If I may add, for all of us here, the thousands of people that are listening, we all return now knowing what is possible and what is a higher option for humans' future on Earth. Let's allow this experience to enter deep into our hearts and minds and remain there, planting the seed spark, welcoming in the start of a new era of peace, freedom, and benevolent service with all life. We acknowledge the truth of our being. Thousands of us co-creators have just gathered together now to envision this Earth future that is there already for us and will manifest if we consistently reach out closer into our hearts daily. As we remember to hold this positive future intention forefront in our minds and hearts, we will surely see these visions concretize and manifest in the quantum fabric, creating the most positive fourth to fifth dimensional reality through our collective intent. And with our unified vision and intention of the world that we are creating this very moment, through our imagination, the Phryll in the space surrounding us will concretize this most positive, benevolent future for us to step into, the brighter Earth. And for many, we will once again meet up in the future shortly for high celebration with our spacefaring galactic extended families from the stars, for we are all made of stardust, connected by the universal life force Phryll that energetically forms to our direction. And so is it, and so shall it be. It is done.
Wow. Wow. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Elena, for this beautifully guided shared journey and your insightful creativity. And sorry to come down to business.
I know it's difficult to refocus on 3D stuff now, isn't it?
It is. But for those that are new, I would love you to let people know where they can buy your 2 books and where they can find your YouTube shows, interviews, and artistic clothing and creations. So would you let them know?
Oh, yes, thank you. You can always centralize. You can visit my website, elenadanaan.org, and my YouTube channel, Elena Danaan, as well. So my website, elenadanaan.org, has all the links to all my books and my clothing and artwork, and also some workshops, meditation workshop and shamanic workshops as well. So check it out, elenadanaan.org, O-R-G.
Thank you so much. And we also had a couple of requests of people wondering if your 2 books will be offered soon in Audible form on Amazon or somewhere else.
Yes, I have this project, so it is in project at the moment, so I cannot tell a date, but I would say maybe a year. It will take at least a year, but it will be eventually on Audible form, of course.
Great. Thank you so much for that. And we have a few minutes, like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, because I just love to do positive updates of the solar system. And I know some interesting things have occurred with China and whatever. So anything you'd like to share for a couple moments of positive updates would be lovely.
Yes. And yeah, indeed, the updates are positive. Indeed, it happens that they are positive. You know, there has been these agreements on Jupiter between the Galactic Federation of Worlds and the different Earth operatives. Well, in fact, the Galactic Federation was there more to guide Earth operatives to organize themselves, because the victory is just at the reach of hand. So we need now to create and organize ourselves, create our future, and it has started. The moon that has been liberated in February 2021 by the Earth Alliance is now the operation of construction of star fleets and medical facilities. A lot of things are being now manufactured on the moon. What are they manufacturing? Spaceships. I know a lot of material, medical facilities that will be really installed on Earth when everything will be settled down here. For the moment, the medical sciences and devices are used for the soldiers and the people who are working for this liberation, and also all the hybrids and the children and the slaves that have been liberated. They are the first, of course, to be treated before the soldiers. So that's what's happening at the moment. There are space stations new space stations in the process of being built on orbit of Earth. So that is going on. So things are just taking place slowly but surely. We still need to sort out our problems down here. The Earth Alliance is working very, very well. The Earth Alliance is also known as the White Hats, and it's an alliance between the White Hats and the Galactic Federation. So we still need to finish the cleansing here, and it seems scary, but it's needed. It needed to be scary because we needed to see what was really going on behind the scenes. So we could not evolve as a culture, as a species, as a planetary culture. We could not evolve and go further into a sane and clean future without cleaning what was, the crap that was not visible. So now all the crap has come at the surface, and we are seeing it. Now we are able to treat it. You need to wake up from a dream, even if it's a nightmare, in order to go forward. And that was necessary.
Well, thank you so much, Elena, for a beautiful journey and for your sage counsel. And folks, if you have a specific question that you would like answered by Elena, you can email me at merrily@supersoulsolutions.com. And if you would like to receive a shout out every 2 weeks, the day before our shows, that describes the topics for the next day's show, you can email me at merrily@supersoulsolutions.com. And my website is supersoulsolutions.com. And all shows usually takes me about 4 to 5 days that I collect a lot of almost like 50 pictures that are accurate. Put that on my YouTube channel, Super Soul Solutions. So give us about 4 or 5 days. And as a small token of my gratitude, I'm offering a 25% discount for 1 to 3 hour private online Q&A sessions with me on a variety of subjects of your choosing. You can sign up at my website, supersoulsolutions.com, by clicking on the banner topic that says Super Soul Q&A. So thank you so much for joining in today together and to help us maintain our positive future timeline. Extremely important. Please join us again in 2 weeks when Elena and I will be back to share more mind-bending and soul-mending fun. And I think our next show will be somewhat spicy, and that's all I'm going to say. So until then, onward and upward, friends. And thank you, and all blessings to you all. Thanks, Elena. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.